This video is a review of the articles in the English language. There are 3 articles in English: a, an, and the. A and an mean one, and we use them when we talk about singular nouns, when we talk about one of something. For example, we say an apple or a peach. But why do we use an with apple and a with peach? We use a when the next word starts with a consonant sound, and an when the next word starts with a vowel sound. Apple starts with a vowel sound, apple. So we say an apple. Peach starts with that's a consonant sound, so we say a peach. What about these words? They both start with the letter H. H is a consonant. You can hear the H sound at the beginning of the word hat, so we say a hat. But what about hour? In hour, the H is silent. You don't hear it. The first sound of hour is ow, ow, hour. That's a vowel sound, so we say an hour. Remember, it's not whether a word starts with a consonant or vowel when you spell it, but whether the first sound is a consonant sound or a vowel sound when you say it. With that in mind, try these words. An umbrella, umbrella, starts with the vowel sound, so we say an umbrella. But unicorn starts with a consonant sound, y, like the beginning of yes and yellow. That's a consonant Y sound, y, unicorn. So we say a unicorn. Sometimes we use letters instead of whole words. For example, most of the time we say SUV instead of sports utility vehicle. And we often say UN when we mean the United Nations. So if we're talking about one SUV or one UN translator, do we use a or an? We say an SUV. The letter S is a consonant, but when we say the letter name, S, that first sound, is a vowel sound. We say a UN translator because when we say the letter name, U, it starts with the consonant Y sound, y, like unicorn. A and an are used before a singular noun or its adjective. An apple, a green apple. A car, a blue car, an expensive car. So we use a and an with singular nouns when we talk or write about one of something. We do not use a or an with plural nouns. more than one of something. And we do not use a or an with non-count nouns. Remember that count nouns are things we can easily count, like apples. 1 apple, 3 apples. But some things are not easy to count, like water or sand. Most languages have both count and non-count nouns, but they're not the same in every language, so you need to learn what they are in whatever language you're learning. A good dictionary can help. It should tell you whether a noun is a count noun or a non-count noun. So, how do we count non-count nouns? Sometimes we count the container it's in, like a glass or a box or a bucket or whatever. Other times we measure it and we count by the amount, like gallons or liters, cubic yards or cubic meters, and so on. We don't count water, but we can easily count bottles, so we say a bottle of water. Sand and meat and bread are non-count nouns in English, but we can say a bucket of sand, a pound of meat, and a loaf or a slice of bread. Now let's talk about the other article, the. The can be used with singular nouns, one thing, like the U.S. President. It can also be used with plurals, more than one thing, like the cities in Canada. The is called the definite article because it's used when you are definite about which thing or things you're talking or writing about. Perhaps it's already been mentioned, or maybe it's something you're sure both you and your listener or reader know about. And an are called the indefinite articles because we use them when the one thing we're talking or writing about isn't definite. That is, we're not sure which thing it is exactly. Only use the if both you and your listener or reader are sure which thing is meant. For example, if I say, I think you should buy a new coat, I don't have in mind exactly which coat you'll buy. Neither do you. So you say, okay, I'm going to buy a new coat. Maybe you know something, but you know I don't. You say, I have an older sister who lives in Florida. And I say, you have an older sister? I didn't know that. Or maybe I say, I'm going to watch an old movie tonight. I know which one I'm going to watch, but I know you don't know which one. You ask me, is it a scary movie or a funny one? But then I tell you which movie it is, and now we both know, so we use the. It's the movie called It's a Wonderful Life, and you respond, oh, the one with James Stewart in it. So we use the when both of us know exactly which thing or things we're talking about. The first time we mention something, we use a or an. Vlad is carrying a striped mat. Vlad is the man in the photo. After that, we use the. He's going to spread the mat out. They will sit on the mat when they eat lunch, and so on. Sometimes we talk about one of many things which are all alike, like rolls of stamps. They're all exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which one I get. I just want one of them. I'm going to buy a roll of stamps. Other times there is only one of something, and since we all know which one we're talking about, we use the sun, the earth, the King of England. Let's look back now on what we've talked about. There are 3 articles, a, an, and the. We use a or an when we talk about indefinite, singular count nouns. We do not use a or an with plural nouns. We do not use a or an with non-count nouns. We use a when the next word starts with a consonant sound, and we use an when the next word starts with a vowel sound. We use the when the noun has already been mentioned, and we use the when the noun is already known.